How do I do it all during the holidays? 4 words. Shipt same-day delivery. With Shipt, I can order groceries from Albertsons, decor from Michael's, even gifts for my furry friend from PetSmart. Plus, my personal shopper brings everything I need that same day. That makes it a breeze to decorate, get my shopping done, and make time for all the holiday parties. Do it all this holiday season with Shipt. Download the app or visit Shipt.com. That's SHIPT.com.
Hey friends, this is Audie Cornish, host of CNN This Morning and The Assignment, and guess what? Every story you care about, every angle you want unpacked is now streaming on CNN. That means you can catch my show or other CNN programming whenever you want on your favorite device. And a subscription also gets you access to exclusive video series and unlimited articles. So subscribe to CNN at cnn.com/subscription.
Once upon a mundane morning, Barb's day got busy without warning. A realtor in need of an open house sign. No, 50 of them, and designed before 9.
My head hurts.
Any mighty tools to help with this plight? Aha! Barb made her move. She opened Canva and got in the groove.
Bulk creating canvas sheets. Create 50 signs fit for suburban streets.
Done in a click, all complete.
Sweet!
Now, imagine what your dreams can become when you put imagination to work at Canva.com. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Christian Moore back to Jack Goodchild on the blue line. He manages to get it wide to Jacob Minter. Jack Goodchild with the shot, and the Slough Jets are taking the lead on the power play with 23 seconds remaining. And Jack Goodchild is Ken Russell with the shot cross goal. No need for a save from Lorne. And Campbell is ready to the ball. And it's 3-1 to the Johnson Chieftains. They have their back quickly. Hello and welcome to Zero Pucks Given, the UK Ice Hockey Podcast, hosted by me, Ben Hyde.
And me, Katelin Norwood-Piner.
Good evening, Katelin. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Very, very well. There's a bit of lifting the iron curtain. We're recording on a Wednesday evening. I'm sure that Mr. Anthony Russell, whilst live on Banners on the Wall, has been eating up the news that Romford Raiders have parted way with Jason Buckman.
Yes, they have.
They've been doing quite well this year, I think, and they seem like they've just started to tick.
I know, it's a bit of a strange time to sort of, well, obviously not get rid. We don't sort of know the circumstances yet, but it's just a bit strange.
Yeah, I mean, 14 games in. Obviously, Jason was the Buccaneers coach last season, was a massive part of the podcast over the last couple of years, providing his thoughts every week. Was always happy to talk whenever I saw him. And, yeah, just a bit of a shock. As you say, because they haven't announced that it's a sacking or it's just a parting of ways, I wonder, do we perhaps see him back at the Sapphire with the Buccaneers at some point?
Yeah, it's a bit of a strange one. Obviously, something's happened for him to part ways or been sacked. Obviously, we don't know. I don't think we will know unless they release a statement. But I think I agree with you. It could be potential. Yeah,
the statement they've released just is that they thanked him for his time. So for me, it's ambiguous. It's either way.
Yeah, it doesn't tell you at all. It can't really indicate what's happened, which I think is a good way. If something bad has happened, and like both parties don't want anything to be bad written out or released, I think they've done it correct.
Yeah, that's true. Because obviously not everything, as much as we feed on the news that comes out of every club, not everything needs to be public, does it? So.
Yeah, not everything needs to be a drama. So.
Excellent. Well, we had 5 games in the Britton division this week. We were both out and about on.
We were on the Sunday, which I don't know how. I was so hungover.
Well, I think it confused a few people. I would imagine that most people actually understand it now that Katelin is part of the pod. Katelin is also on the social media. So because stories were coming out from, it was like, what? You in 2 places at once? So.
No, guys, I'm just I am on the social media now, so wherever I am, wherever Ben is, if we're posting the same time, sorry about that. I can understand it will be confusing.
But yeah, nevertheless, so we'll get to Sunday shortly, and we'll start
Yes.
Saturday night. I'm pressing the wrong mouse to move the wrong computer screen. And the first game of Saturday was at the Sapphire, funnily enough, with the visit of the Streatham Redhawks to the Romford Buccaneers. I mean, we said this might be a tough one.
Yeah.
And in all honesty, yes, the result is not terrible.
No, it's not terrible considered to what they had.
No, and every single goal has been condensed into like 18 minutes between period 1 and period 2.
Yeah, I mean, third period was dead, it looks like. It was just penalties in the third period. But no, I think if you're a Romford fan, you're taking positives from this. It's Streatham, the best team in the league at the moment. They are top of the league now. And you're only losing 6-2. I think that's a win. But obviously it's a win anyways because you've just lost a few weeks ago 15-0 to Slough. So clearly something's clicking because they're not losing as heavily and they are getting a few goals in now, which they were struggling to do. But yeah, it's not great again though. That's the issue.
Well, we get 2 goals on 18 shots. You know, can't really complain about that against the goalkeeper as good as Brett Shepherd.
Yeah.
Max Van Mullen, 6 saves off of 43. I think he's considered as good as he is because he's constantly busy.
Yes. It's a lot. It's like the same situation that Ross Miller was in last season. Goalies, if they are facing more shots and letting more goals in, but they are facing a heavier amount of shots, they are just considered better because they are the ones that are basically saving the day, pretty much.
More practice. So we'll get on to Ross later for Sunday because he had another hell of a game for Chelmsford. First goal for Cole McCluskey for Romford, which is always good to see someone get that puck.
Mm-hmm.
This goal. And they had even numbers with Streatham, which Romford have struggled with in the last couple of weeks, putting out 12, 13 skaters, being at least a line down against their opponents. So, yeah, I think a little bit more like an even kill numbers-wise. I think 6-2 is a perfectly acceptable result at home to Streatham. Yeah,
I thought it was going to be worse. And to think they got 2 goals and they've been struggling to score at all against Streatham, I'd take that as a win from a Romford perspective.
All goals even-handed. The only penalties coming, just one sort of a 2+2 for Shay Woolmore with 10 minutes to go in the game. So disciplinary-wise, there wasn't a penalty until the 50th minute.
Mm.
That's pretty good going from both teams. I think it's something that in most games we have actually seen a massive improvement this year in discipline.
Yeah, you do sort of feel like that. Obviously, there's been a few games that have been heavily disciplined, but I think it is getting better.
Irony in that as well.
Pardon?
A lot of these games with the really poor discipline records have involved Slough.
I was thinking that, yeah, they have. I think, obviously, we'll move on to that. I think they just lose their heads a little bit.
Yeah, well, let's say heads were lost ever so slightly. Yeah, a good 6-2 win for the Redhawks out at the Sapphire, which, as you say, puts them top of the league. That game was also League and Cup, and that has confirmed their semi-final place in the Cup.
Yes, it has, which is great for them.
Yep, they joined Swindon Wildcats in the semi-final stage of that Cup. Thus far, they'll actually avoid each other in the semis because they'll both top the groups, but we'll see how they play out over the next couple of weeks. On to the Hangar then, and the Jets on Saturday night, the visit of the Invicta Dynamos. A pretty high-scoring game, I'm sure.
Yeah. I mean, it shocked me. I weren't expecting Invicta to be quite as prominent in the game, I suppose.
Challenge Cup and Invicta are kind of already out of it.
Yeah, I think when we were doing our predictions last week, I said that I don't think Invicta will really turn up for it because they'll be more worried about Sunday. But yeah, no, they've clearly put their all in it. Obviously, they've lost, but it's a decent result.
Hat-trick for Christian Moore on the night for the Slough Jets. For me, he's one of the best players in the league. He's so exciting.
Yeah, as much as Slough struggling more than they are last year, I still think they're one of the most exciting teams to watch in this league. The skill that them players produce is genuinely insane.
And on the penalties, again, relatively quiet. An early one for Danny Gatenby for Invicta, and then they were kind of spread across the 3 periods.
Yeah.
trouble for Slough. A little bit of you're seeing a lot for Slough. You're getting a lot of roughing, a lot of slashing, a lot of little, as you say,
Things,
your head momentarily penalties.
yeah, just sometimes there's not a need for it. When you get a 2-minute roughing penalty, just like, is it worth it? Because no matter who you're playing, you're giving the other team an advantage. Just sometimes I just think they lose their heads for that like little moment, and then they do that and they get punished for it.
So I mean, totaling up 8-5. So if you were there on the night, you certainly got your money's worth as far as goals.
Yeah.
3 goals on the power play in the evening. 1 coming for Invicta, 2 coming for Slough, and a short-hander from Slough as well. Christian Moore's hat-trick goal was a shorty,
Which doesn't surprise me. They do like a short-handed goal.
Very good at it. Like I say, the way their systems are set up, they're ridiculously hard to play against, whether they're on the power play or on the penalty kill.
Which proves just how good of a side they are.
And it increases this kind of 3-way challenge for the Challenge Cup now between Slough, Chelmsford and Streatham, which is just going to be thoroughly exciting, I think, coming into the last 2 weeks. From speaking to a few people, I think we have surmised that there is no final as far as the Challenge Cup is concerned. It's just
right. It's just going to be like how it was last.
Yeah, who is at the top of the table is going to be the Challenge Cup winner, which is a bit of a shame, but...
Yeah, I think it's exciting to have a final, but I suppose it's just the way it is.
It is indeed. So a little look on the shots on goal from that game at Slough. 5 goals from 28 shots on Matt Spittle and 8 goals off of 48 shots on Nikolai Deval. So Nikolai getting a good workout again.
Yeah.
I would imagine, as you say, we all know the way Slough play. They're very fast. They attack the net very, very fast indeed. So good workout for Nikolai there.
Yeah, clearly had a really good game. Obviously, I know he's letting in 8 goals, but when you're getting 48 put at you with the skill that Slough produce, it's not bad.
Not at all. So on to the Sunday then, and we'll head down to your office first. You told me quite late on the Sunday afternoon, Mum is dragging me down to Invicta.
Yeah, I sort of had a rough night for Halloween out the night before, but sort of got home, had some food, and Mum was like, let's go to a hockey game. It was either Cardiff, Canucks Spitfires, your office, or Invicta Swindon, and I thought, come on, let's go and watch Invicta Swindon, because I thought it was going to be a really good game. It was a really good game, just not high scoring. Obviously, Invicta took the 1-0 win. But it was actually, it was really even. Like, it was an exciting game to watch. Just both teams lacked that finishing touch. I mean, I personally think probably Swindon could have done better. I do think Swindon were the better side with producing chances. But with Invicta is they just shoot from wherever and hope it goes in, and it works because it does go in, and it went in once, and that's all they needed. I just think by the third period, I think the Wildcats have just sort of given up, because they're just like, that's it. Like, there's literally no point. It was just that lack of finishing touch, and that's where they gave up with it.
Did both goalies take them out of the match?
No, they didn't. I'm pretty sure it was Alfie Goddard for the Wildcats. And I'm just trying to think. I can't remember who it was for the Dynamos, actually. I think I was actually in the car park. It was so cold. I just wanted to get home.
2-shot shutout for Brad Winterbank and 1 goal on 41 shots from Ben Clark-Leach. So, as you say, not for lack of trying.
No, it was, honestly, it was a really, really good game. And I think sometimes people look at a 1-0 and think, oh, that must have been shit. But honestly, it was a really, really good game. It's just, like I said, the finishing touch of every chance just wasn't good enough. And when it was good enough, you had 2 outstanding goalies in front of the net. You've got no chance.
Swindon empty netted for 56 seconds at the end of the game there to try and pull it.
Yeah. Just didn't work.
So after that, I think, as you said, to be so tight between those 2 teams, and that's, Invicta are a very well-established side at this level. They have, the likes of Aaron Connolly, super experienced. obviously Harrison Lillis. Congratulations to Harry.
Yeah.
Games. That's an incredible tally.
It's an insane record to have, honestly. Congratulations.
I think 30th of May is his testimonial game for Invicta Dynamo. So we'll try our very hardest to get at least one of us down there for that, because it's 500 games, mate. Fucking fair play. That's a hell of a shout. And as I think he shared when he shared, that's sacrifice.
Yeah, like that is dedication. Like a decade at Invicta, 500 games, like it's insane. That is someone's life, and he's put his whole life into that club.
Talking of experienced players, to Invicta, to Katelin.
Sorry, I'm just dying, guys. I'm just ill.
Ashley Jackson, that's mad. I mean, Ashley was in the Invicta time the first time I went to watch. I think I went to watch Chelmsford against Invicta. God, it must have been about 6-7 years ago now. I think Ashley was in the team that night. So, crazy stuff. So, but So I think he's going to be available as and when. I don't think he's going to be available every week. But as and when he'll be popping into that Dynamo's roster, which, as you say, the likes of Andy Smith and Aaron Connolly, Harrison Lillis, Jacob Clanton, Ollie Bronneman. There's plenty of experience there. And for that side to be so settled at this level, as we said, like really, really, that this is where they belong.
Yes.
So tight. I think there's positives for Swindon to take from that. That, you know what, now this is where they belong.
Yeah, 100%. Like I said, Swindon had they produced really good chances. It's just that finishing lack, touch of it. But I mean, they're still an absolutely great side. They're exactly where they belong, like you said. But this is part of the process. They're still such a young side, and I think sometimes that can take its toll on it.
Absolutely. Let's have a little look at Kenny Forshee's thoughts from that game in Invicta.
Yeah, so just the one game for us this weekend at Invicta last night. Good hockey game all around. I thought both teams played well. I thought both teams competed hard and had good energy, and it was a really good game. Not many penalties, just a good skating game overall. Ends up a 1-0 game for them. Both goalies were outstanding. Windy was great for them. BCL was great for us. Windy made a couple saves, one in particular in the third period that he had no business making. I thought we had scored a goal, and his blocker comes out of nowhere and prevents it. So, tip your cap to him. He had a hell of a night. Like I say, BCL was good for us too. But yeah, I thought, we stuck to the game plan. We limited their speed coming at us through the neutral zone. I liked our game when we didn't have the puck. Just couldn't put the puck in the net. But like I say, can't fault the effort. Can't fault the pace that we played at. Really like the energy and the speed that we're playing at and playing with at the minute. So we just gotta stick with it. 1-0 in Invicta. Good solid team, tough place to play. We'll kind of take it, but we were going there with this new mindset that we're expecting to win every week, and can't fault the guys. We're competing, like I say, and lots of positives to take from it. Certainly not leaving there with our heads down or becoming negative. Like I say, good solid hockey game. So we learn from it and we continue to prepare, and Chelmsford next week is another tough challenge for us. We're kind of at a point in our schedule now where we're really going to see what we're made of. We got a tough schedule starting last night in Invicta, Chelmsford next week. We got Streatham and Slough coming up here real soon. So, got to get through this part of the schedule and keep working at it and see what we can do here.
Yeah, as Ken said then, that's a real tough time for them to come up against those four teams. But
yeah, which is probably annoys them boys more, because they're probably thinking, if realistically on paper we're not going to get many points from these next few games, Invicta's probably one that they should have. But no, that's tough for them.
You know what? Actually, I'll disagree with you there and say they could be looking at it the opposite way and saying, look what we've done so far this season. Let's not be scared of Chelmsford. Let's not be scared of Streatham or Slough.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you've got to go into every game thinking you can win it. Even realistically, sometimes on paper, it's probably you're thinking probably not. But you, like you said, they probably will, because the way they have started the season. But it will be tough, I think, when you're playing Streatham and then Slough and then Chelmsford within like such a small amount of time. It can really take it out of you.
Funny you say on paper, I had some sort of bit of banter from Swindon fans regarding Lewis Stevens' interview with us here on ZPG, when he said, I quote as well verbatim, on paper, player for player, Cardiff are better than Swindon.
Yeah.
The fans took a little bit of offence to that.
Offence to that, yeah. I mean, when he did say it, I was thinking, this is going to offend some people. But obviously, we've all got opinions, and he's going to be really biased. He's Cardiff through and through.
All about. So after they took that 1-0 victory at home, after the 8-5 defeat in Slough on the Saturday night, Karl Lennon gave his thoughts to ZPG.
We started our weekend over in Slough on Saturday with a Challenge Cup game, a competition in which we're pretty much out of. And we'd had a pretty close game with them a couple of weeks back, so we had some confidence leading into it, but with a few injuries and, a couple unavailable, it made for a shorter lineup for us. And we used that as an opportunity to give some of the younger guys a fair amount of ice time on the night, including young Nikolai in net, who's not played against, I'd say one of the top 3 teams, at least in our division before. So a good experience for him. And yeah, I mean, the game was, by the score would suggest pretty much end to end a lot of the time. We did not start as well as they did. They got up pretty quick and really we were chasing the whole way through. And those 3 goals they scored in the first period probably were the 3 that we'd most want back, because we gave them up quite softly, in my honest opinion. And, whilst we did a pretty good job at rallying in that second period, and at 3-2 had a goal waved off by the ref because the net was off its moorings, even though, for us it was most definitely a goal. And that would have been 3-3, but they go and score directly after that, and at 4-2 we're chasing again. And yeah, it was probably a great watch for the spectator, but not so great for the coaches that are sort of concerned about the defensive aspects of their game. And yeah, we let up too softly on the night, and we had to knuckle down on the Sunday as a result of a fixture that really did mean something to us in the league, and of course playing Swindon, who've started the season very, very well. That game was evenly contested throughout the first period, really. I think both teams trying to sort of feel each other out in many ways, and they did a very good job at sort of clogging that middle space around the net. And on top of that, they've obviously got a very solid young netminder who was spectacular on the evening. And we couldn't really break through. The second period we were better, a bit more energy, a bit more sort of focus, and it was it was still close, but we felt like we were going to be the team that would sort of break the deadlock at some point. And we made a few little alterations to our third line of the lines on the evening, and that actually proved to be what undone them finally. Put a little bit of net presence around the goalie, and we managed to scramble one in at the back door after a bit of good work on the forecheck. And yeah, that was it. We looked fairly comfortable in our own end all night. I was pretty happy with how we managed it. Windy had a great game, got his deserved shutout. And yeah, okay, the story of the night was, of course, Harrison Lillison playing his 500th game, and what a stalwart he's been for the club, and the commitment he shows to us here is pretty spectacular, and we're super proud of that achievement for him. But it would have been quite empty, I guess, without a win. And so that was the thing that the team was most focused upon. And, oddly, another Harrison pops up on the night, Harrison Prentice, to get his first Dynamo's goal. And he's been working his socks off over the past month or so when he's been with this team, and he really deserves that. We're really happy for him that he had that moment at home and to get himself off the mark as a Dynamo. So, yeah, really good evening, and great as well too to welcome Ash Jackson back to the Dynamos and into the lineup. You know, I've known Ash since I was a kid, so it was nice to have him back with us as well too, and adds a lot of depth to our forward lineup, which is pretty formidable and pretty strong on that evening in particular in terms of the depth we had. So we've got just the one game coming this weekend against Cardiff, and we're long trip down there, and we'll show up ready for the next challenge that faces us. Cheers.
Yeah, what Karl touched on there with Harrison Prentice nicking that goal at the back door. Congratulations for him notching his first Dynamo's goal.
Yeah, I didn't realise it was his first Dynamo's goal. Congratulations.
That shoot on sight theory that you say Invicta were employing that night. That's the good point out of it, isn't it? Is that if you get a ricochet off and someone's clearing up on the back door.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, obviously, every team has a different style of play, and Invicta's as well, especially in their own rink. It's not the greatest rink to play at for an away side because the ice isn't the best. But them boys will know where the puck will stop because of the boards and stuff. So I think why they do it is because they know if they sort of hit the puck to someone and it hits a board, it could stop because of the ice. I just think their plan is to just shoot. If it goes in, it goes in, and it's a great goal. If not, the goalie blocks it, and it does then go to someone, and they get the rebound. And like I said, it works for them, so why would they change it?
Yeah, so they took the 1-0 victory then over Swindon.
Yeah.
In the league. And we'll move on then to my office for Sunday night.
Yeah, your office.
Challenge Cup, again, it was a Challenge Cup weekend for Slough. Chelmsford absolutely flying in this sort of little mini tournament, running alongside the league. The first two periods of this game, I was umming and ahhing through watching it, and then in the days that have followed since. I still cannot tell whether both teams were just shocking, especially for the first 20 minutes, maybe even the first 40, or Chelmsford were purposely disrupting Slough's rhythm.
Systems, yeah.
I've landed actually on the latter, and I do think that they were disrupting Slough's rhythm to the point of there was a little bit of gamesmanship, a little bit of wind up going on as well. If anyone's seen Simon Douglas's ridiculously amazing pictures that he takes of Chelmsford games, there's a few little ones where you can see little sort of wry smiles on Chelmsford players' faces. There's one of the whole bench all kind of pointing and laughing at something.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
And it's I honestly do think that they were purposely disrupting the river. It didn't make it brilliant to watch, not the first 20 minutes anyway, which did get a goal towards the end. Holden Barnes-Garner slapping one into the top corner from the point on the turn, which was a fantastic finish, which, to be fair, kind of just seemed to anger Slough a little bit. I think getting to 0-0 was probably how they would have fancied it, considering how disruptive the first period was.
Yeah.
Very little hockey actually played, like no real sort of set plays or anything going on. It was quite scrappy. But
yeah, you did actually say it was quite scrappy. Was the Lac Brando fight in the first period?
It was, yeah. What I saw, there was a bit of an altercation between Grant Bartlett and Jacob Minter. I've met Jacob's dad after the game, actually, and he introduced himself as Jacob Minter's dad. I said, that's not necessary. You look exactly But, so they were kind of holding off. And then, obviously, Brando's, that's what he's there for, got in to protect his teammates, and then Lac stood up and did the bit for Chelmsford. The Linos could have probably let them get on with it.
Yeah, when I saw the video, what I've gathered from that is I think they both said let's go, and Lackey said something to Brando, and he's just gone in for him. But like you said, the Linos do not need to get involved. They shouldn't be on them. They should not be pulling them apart. They aren't on the floor.
Players that know what they're doing, they've fully consented to do
exactly
want to do. They should have just been let to get on with it. It was a good entertainment point for the start of the first period. Whilst we're on Brandon, a massive congratulations to Brando, who revealed the news this week that he's his family with a little baby. So congratulations to him and his partner for that. I didn't get to see him, actually. I would have loved to give him a big squeeze on Sunday, but I didn't get to but yeah, so when it came back then into the second period, a little bit more hockey was played, but again, it was still a little bit scrappy, a little bit disruptive. The penalties started to flow a little bit more frequently. Moore did put Slough ahead with a really, really well-worked goal, but literally 20 seconds later on the power play, Chelmsford equalised through Barnes-Garner again, which was... That for me was the turning point. That's when Chelmsford really started to play after that second goal.
Yeah, I think when you're obviously 1-0 up and then you go 2-1 down, if you score that equaliser, that's the changing point. Whereas if Slough had scored the third goal, I think it would have been a completely different game.
The speed of the goal helps as well. It was literally, I think it was 18 seconds between the goals.
Yeah, that is exactly how you want to respond to someone going ahead.
I missed the puck going in because I was sharing the goal that had just been scored. So I actually missed it going in. My daughter Joss informed me on everything that happened with it. So the one thing worth noting, that if you can have a look at the box score or anything about the game, or people that were there, they will remember it being said. In the first period, Chelmsford had 2 shots on goal. And in the second period, they had 3 shots on goal.
Right.
Now, obviously, Matt Smithall is an incredibly good goalkeeper. That number dumbfounded everybody in the arena.
Yeah, I'm a bit confused as well.
Well, yeah, when it was, especially at the end of the first period, and it was shots on goal on Slough 2, and you heard everyone go, "What?" So yeah, and as far as the rules are concerned, the shot on goal is with and whatnot. There was 2, and from that there was 1 goal. So pretty clinical. And into the third period, Chelmsford came out like a different animal. They were skating harder. They were skating faster. The way they were playing the puck was so smooth, and everything just clicked and worked incredibly well in that third period. Some fantastic goals, particularly I think Cameron Bartlett's first goal on 47 minutes come from his own D zone, right the way down the right hand side, round the back of the goal, and a little reach around tuck.
Yeah,
inside the.
I've seen many of them done by Cam. Yeah. He just produces great hockey.
Some terrific goals, some terrific performances. Again, discipline-wise, Luke Smithall not doing himself many favours for Slough. He's got a bit of a reputation against Chelmsford particularly.
Yeah, it's a weird one. I mean, I sort of asked what had happened because a lot of speculation was going on Facebook, and I was like, what's actually happening? Like, nothing's really been mentioned. But it's typical. It's just typical Luke Smithall against Chelmsford, isn't it, really?
I mean, he's played like this as long as I've seen him play. That's how he plays.
Yeah.
And quite rightly, if you stick a stick in on the goalie, there's retribution that's going to come from that.
Of course there is. You never pick on a goalie.
So he doesn't do himself any favours where that's concerned. 'Cause he's a good player. He's very dangerous for Slough when they're on form, and that side of his game I don't like.
Yeah, it's a shame when such a good player lets that side of the game take over a lot of the time, because
similar to Brandon Miles, where everyone thinks, he just fights everybody. No, he's actually a good player, and
he's actually a really good player. When you actually sit and watch him play hockey, he is really skillful.
I think, and across the league, you say Luke Smith, and everyone go, he's just, he's just a rat in front of the goal, sticks a stick in, lifts it up.
No. He's
a great player, but that side of his game that's become his reputation.
Yeah.
But it's like I say, it didn't really do him a great deal of favours. So the third period, Chelmsford bossed entirely, come out 5-2 winners, and very deservedly so.
Mm. It's just a shock, really, because obviously Slough conceding that amount of goals in one weekend is sort of unheard of.
10 goals in 2 games.
Yeah.
And I say, bear in mind that 5 goals off 16 shots in that game.
Yeah.
That's like, you rarely see numbers like that in the NHL, to be honest.
Mm. What's gone wrong there?
Very, very clinical finishing. Like I said, the saves that were made were good saves as well.
Mm.
So, yeah, very clinical finishing. Excuse me. Obviously, something Chelmsford have been working on actually with the finishing, and as you say, it's not been it's the opposite to the Invictus style. It's not shoot on sight. It's work the opportunity. Work the puck into the best place to put it in the net.
Yeah.
And yeah, quite honestly, you've got to say from the weekend that worked. So We will have thoughts from Smits at some point, I think, just because we're going to do them over the phone rather than in voice notes, because that's the way that Smits would prefer to do them. It's just finding time, obviously.
Yeah.
I'm a busy guy as well, so just finding the time is quite busy, but we'll definitely get it sorted because, we can't moan that we didn't have anything from Slough last year, and then when we get the opportunity to have it, not get it. So, yeah, as Slough fans, we will try and sort out our time schedules so that we can get that. But coming off of that 5-2 win in the Challenge Cup, which does leave Chelmsford 3-0 in that sort of little tournament that's taking part.
Yeah, they're doing well.
So they are doing well in that, sitting pretty at the top. Let's hear Cliff's thoughts on the weekend.
Just a home game against Slough this weekend for us on Sunday. It was a Challenge Cup game. Obviously, the Challenge Cup is a standalone competition and done well in it so far. So, not focus all on the cup, but certainly when those games come round, we are focused on them, not just throwing them away like, maybe cup fixtures in the past when you already know you're out or whatever. So yeah, we needed a performance on Sunday and yeah, I'd say we got one. Game followed a fairly similar pattern, I think, to the last time we played Slough. I'll probably sound like it's a repeat of the last recording that I did for you guys when we played Slough. Lots of stuff going on. Tough night for the referees. I feel that the ref maybe could have influenced the way the game went if he'd got on it early and called a few things here and there. But it is what it is, and you can only play what's in front of you with regards to opposition and the officiating. Yeah, I was happy with the result. We were way too open and gave up way too much. Certainly too many shots on goal. But whilst we did give up a lot of shots on goal, I didn't feel like Millsy in the net really was left exposed. So I know it sounds silly, and I might change my view when I look at the video, but he made lots of saves. And he's made them well, but I don't feel that he made any outrageous saves like, backdoor one-timers and things like that. He did a fantastic job of being present, being big, getting his angles right, and just stopping what came at him. At the other end of the ice, obviously, chances were limited, really, which, owes largely to the fact we were in our own end for a lot of it. But I felt we took our chances really well. We had to be patient. I think we've got one in the first, one in the second, and I think there's two all going into the third, and then we got a few more in the third once the game opened up a little bit. And yeah, I was really encouraged by the way we played, the way we dug in. We again, I'll say what I said last time, we never go into games wanting to turn them into chaos, but it seems that every time these two teams meet, that is what happens. The ref did have a tough job to do. I think still too many penalties from us, too many minor penalties like the trippings and the holdings and stuff. We need to tighten up on, certainly. But yeah, great result. I was really proud of the boys, and we move on. So this weekend we're away in Romford Saturday, first time we've seen them this season. And then we play Swindon at home. Obviously, Swindon got the better of us earlier in the year in their building, so we need to make sure that we turn that around in our favour. Their results have been outstanding, really, so far this season. I saw they lost 1-0 to Victor on Sunday, so I don't think it will be like games of the past where we're running up scores, in home games against Swindon. That's certainly not what we're expecting, and yeah, in Romford, a bit of an unknown to us at the moment, going on results. Early in the year, they've been struggling a little bit, but that doesn't mean anything, It's just a local derby. They'll be well up for it. They've got a lot of kids on their team and a lot of young guys that work hard and will work hard against us. And, a couple of guys that are familiar to us as well from previous seasons. So, we're looking forward to meeting them for the first time, and then like I said, look forward to facing Swindon and trying to put some wrongs right, or however the phrase goes, on Sunday. Yeah, thanks to everyone that came on Sunday. It's a fantastic crowd, and you guys certainly got into it and made a lot of noise, which helped the boys on the ice. And I'll see you all at the weekend.
Yeah, so to touch on, as you said, about the shots on goal, obviously we ran through Chelmsford having 16 shots on goal, scoring 5.
Yeah.
2 goals on 51 shots against Ross Miller. So
yeah.
Ross was
and this is what we were saying earlier. The goalies that face more shots, yeah, they can sometimes concede many more goals, but their percentage is still better because the amount they face.
And similar to what Cliff said, there was nothing highlight reel about Ross's night. It was he did the basics perfectly.
Perfect. And sometimes that's all you need.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, another good win for Chelmsford in the Challenge Cup, and they move on to a league weekend where they'll face Romford and Swindon. I'll be at Romford on Saturday night. I'll be joining Matt Udall on the comms for the live stream. So if you can't get to that game, join us on the live stream. The final game of the weekend then down at the High Road. I thought this would be a little bit closer, this one.
Yeah, so did I. When I saw the score on my way home from Invicta, I thought, bloody hell. I couldn't sort of believe the severity of it. I mean, I did think Streatham were going to win. I think if you go back to our predictions, I think I did say Streatham would probably win this. I just didn't think it would be this I thought it would have been closer.
Yeah, I think Streatham took an early lead through penalty, and that was the only goal of the first period. And then right at the start of the second period, Charlie Wedge levelled it up. And you'd then think you've got, that the next goal is so important because that momentum shift, as you were saying earlier, with the that second goal, the momentum shift, and it went to Streatham, and they just never looked back. They scored 4 goals in the space of 4 minutes, and that virtually turned the game completely in their favour.
Which is exactly what Streatham do. They score 1 goal. If they score again within the next minute, they are going to score 3 or 4 because that's just what they do.
And it does happen to Solent, actually. And Murray said this on his thoughts before. It happened to them a couple of times last year. It happened to them in the Cup final last year at home after they took the lead against Chelmsford. They concede 3 or 4 goals in the space of a couple of minutes, and then it's really hard to... It's really hard to fight back. And also, when you're sort of in the game and then something like you do concede 3 or 4 goals, it just takes you out. You think then you're out of it. What's the point? And it's, as I said, it's understandable, I think, when teams will say, oh, you know what, we just switched off for 2 minutes. But Solent are also that side that you can't switch off for 2 minutes against them either because they will play. No. But it's just that on this night, Streatham didn't switch off and Solent weren't able to get back in. Aidan Doughty getting himself a hat-trick on the night. With 7 goals, he may well be the top scorer in the league. Yeah, I think you're right. The goals have been spread quite evenly. There's not one top scorer at the moment where you think, bloody hell, they are going to be top scorer of the season. No one's running away. I remember last year up north in the Moral League, Ian Brown, the Canadian import at Billingham, was just scoring 10 points a weekend. Yeah. You've got him in top, and then second's half the amount he's... but we're not seeing that this year. It's all being kind of spread around. So 7, which is good. It is good to see. Definitely good to see. But yeah, 7-1 in the end. 2 goals in the final 10 minutes of the game, sort of settling it off. Brittle getting amongst the goals as well. Luke Brittle started last season incredibly. I think he must have had about 10, 15 goals by this point last season. Yeah. Yeah, a little bit slower at the start, but I think Streatham have started the season quite slowly. Yeah, I feel like sort of the teams that we would have expected not to have. I just think Swindon have sort of shocked everyone. So you're looking at Swindon thinking that's sort of what Streatham and Slough should be doing. But obviously with both games winning Streatham, they are back top of the league. They are back top of the league, yeah, so they're now there to be knocked off their perch. But it's as you say, but it makes it really exciting when the top considered teams, the top 3 teams over the last few years, when they do start that little bit slowly, and Solent obviously they flew out the traps, they were top for a while. Yeah. Wyndham picked up and they went top. It's good to see, rather than it being same old.
It's different, and I think sometimes it makes it more exciting because you watch it and then you're actually considering what's on the other games, whereas for so long you're just like, oh, it doesn't matter what's happened there because we know it's going to be Slough or Streatham.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, so after that game, say we recorded this on a Wednesday night. It's a little later than normal, actually, so we were just lucky enough to get the thoughts from the weekend from Solent Devils player coach Alex Murray.
Evening, Ben and team at ZPG. Just a single game weekend for us this past week, and it was against Streatham on the high road on Sunday. We were short a few guys, and missing 4 or 5 of the senior guys out the lineup. So we opted to bring some under 19s of us. Ryan Yalden and Jacob Hammond have been training with us recently, and they've been doing really well. So it's a great chance to bring them into the game environment. Ryan's played a few games over the last couple of years, but for Jacob, this was his first one. And I think it was a chance for a few things. Rory to have a starting goal, and I think for us it was a opportunity for some guys to, really step up and prove what they're capable of. And for a period and a bit, we stuck with them. We conceded quite early in the game, frustratingly, and we knew they were going to be dominant on the park. But again, we had a little plan to try and keep shots to the outside, and how we nullify their offensive zone possession. They like to, have a fluid movement from D dropping down or a forward going high in the offensive zone, and we kind of had a plan to try and nullify that. But I think after about 5 minutes into the second, we kind of lost our way a little bit, and I think we got a bit tired. And when you're not all able to implement a game plan, and you've got tired players, and you're playing against a team with the quality of Streatham, you're gonna come a little bit unstuck, and we did that this weekend. And it was unfortunate, but it wasn't a game that we probably deserved anything out of, deserved anything from. And the frustrating thing is that we've got to compete in those games, and we didn't. And ultimately, it's where we are at the moment. We're in a bit of a rut with defeats after a fast start to the season. So we've got another weekend off this week, which is a bit weird, but with the small schedule, it's going to happen a few more times. So it's a great chance for us to get back working at things on practice, rebuild that confidence, find our touch again, get some guys back who are out at the moment or away, and really get our head down for our November fixtures. Moving forward, we've got our game against Cardiff on the 15th, which is our Remembrance theme night, and we're really excited to raise some money for the Royal British Legion. And fingers crossed we can get a result there. And if we do, we can get out the gutter a little bit and start climbing back up the table. Cheers, guys.
Massive thanks to Muzzer and all the coaches for providing their coaches' thoughts. We really do appreciate your time.
Yeah, we do.
As I said about their Remembrance game against Cardiff, their Remembrance jerseys are a little bit special.
They are lovely. They are really, really nice. Obviously, we touched on theme nights and theme jerseys last week, and I think this is... Yeah, it's strange that everyone's bringing these out now. But no, I think when it's for a cause like this, it's worth the money, and it's going to charity, so it's a special jersey as well.
Yeah, I think there was I think they're running kind of an auction, but the jerseys are just £95, so it's just going to be to bid on whatever one you want. And
want first, yeah.
Be like kind of raffle between who wants what to who gets what. The Chelmsford Chieftains Remembrance jerseys, which I believe are kind of aligned with the Royal Engineers in Chelmsford, who played a massive part in World War II. I'm not entirely sure what charity is that's benefiting from the sales of the jerseys, but that's like a full-on auction.
Yeah, like a
I've seen one of them up to about £400 already, so it's...
Oh, wow.
They will raise some good money there. And and fantastic looking jerseys. But
yeah, they are beautiful.
And one of the reasons we brought up last week the idea of themed jerseys and then whatnot, and we've discussed the 2 remembrance ones, is we've got one now.
We do have a jersey.
We do. Hercules Ice Hockey Apparel, thank you so much for reaching out and making us part of your family. Oh, I'll tell you, I keep looking at it.
I love it. Every time I look at it, I think, I just need it. Need it on me.
Yeah, they'll be available on the 14th of November, unless I'm mistaken, which I believe is a Friday.
I thought it was 13th.
13th or 14th that they're out. So the perfect Christmas present for the ZPG fan in your life.
And yeah. Why not, guys? And you can personalise it as well.
Yep, your own name and number, whatever you fancy putting on there, Hercules Ice Hockey will take care of for you. So keep your eyes on their website and on the socials.
Yeah.
They will be available. As I shared on the Facebook post about it, we are taking absolutely 0% from these jerseys to try and keep them as affordable as possible for everybody, because it goes similar to what we said when we were talking about the themed jerseys, is that, you know, hockey is an expensive sport to play, it's an expensive sport to be involved in, and as a fan with ticket costs and everything else, so
it's expensive.
So we're trying to get these jerseys as affordable as possible, so we're not taking any percentage out of them whatsoever. So please make sure you go and follow Hercules Ice Hockey Apparel on all your socials and look out for the post about the jerseys.
Yeah.
Another week in the bag. A few little things I did want to mention, of course. Our brothers over at 4,000 and Counting, absolutely smashing it at the moment. They've had their power play week where they've released at least one episode a day for like 6 days on the trot.
It's insane, honestly. That is ridiculous.
And the numbers are just bonkers.
Yeah, the numbers at the moment they are getting are incredible. But it's so deserved. They are an incredible. It's more than a podcast now. I say it's a whole organisation. I'd say. But yeah, insane.
Yeah, they're doing fantastic stuff over there. I think over 1 million Facebook hits in like a week or something. It's astonishing, and we're seeing record figures at the moment as well. We know we've topped up over 250,000.
I know. Well, each time I look at the views going up, I'm like, why are they watching us? Like, I'm just Katelin.
It's fantastic to see. I think obviously 4,000 was one of the kind of first UK based hockey podcasts, and you know they're quite rightly out there as you know the beacon that everyone is kind of following. And then we've got so much good stuff going on elsewhere to listen to. If you love the Elite League, you got the boys at 3-on-3.
Yeah.
They do a fantastic job. If you love the National League, obviously everyone knows where Anthony Russell is to be found and discussing everything. The boys over at Slapshot Syndicate.
Yeah.
One of Brad, Rossi, and James. I think it's James. That'll bug me now. I've got that wrong. At least one of them will be on with us soon. Maybe even all three, depending on how it goes. So we're going to chat about the Slapshot Syndicate and how that all came about, and them covering the National League. Because I mean, I think since Zero Pucks has been about, you know, the numbers have just multiplied so quickly.
Yeah, I think you are seeing a rise in people getting involved in this side of the media of the sport, because it just gives so many different views from different people, and it's great to see.
Yeah, I think if you're a UK hockey fan, you're pretty well covered.
Yeah, you are. You can't be not. You have to know the news. You've got too many people telling you it.
Yeah. If you want your independent media, you know, extra news and whatnot, it's all there. And you know, massive shout out to all these people that are supplying it. And something else that we're doing as part of Zero Pucks Given and spreading the good word is our golf day.
Golf day. It's finally got a date.
Yes, we are confirmed for Saturday, June the 27th at the name of it actually escapes me.
I want to say it's Baywood, I think.
I nearly said Bareback Wood.
I
think that's correct. So I might have to edit this bit out because that's quite poor. Oh, God, I can't find it. I can't find it. Barkway Park Golf Club in Royston in Hertfordshire. So we are thus far putting together a team of sort of 24. We're going to have 6 4 balls. We're going to have a singles competition, a best 4 ball competition, close to the pin on one of the par 3s, longest drive on one of the big par 4s or one of the par 5s. And hopefully we'll get a full load of people down there. We are desperately looking for a sponsor, though. We want to try and kind of get this out there. We're going to try and get some of the lads to maybe donate some sticks or jerseys to raise money for charity. So these guys are giving up their time to come be part of the ZPG Golf Day. So we kind of want to get it covered financially. They've all got to travel to get there, so we don't really want to put the extra burden of them paying to play as well. So if you'd like to get involved with that and have your name as the name of the golf day,
let us know.
Let us know. And of course, if you want to play as well, if you want to be that sponsor, you are more than welcome to come and play with any 4 ball you want. If you want to be the sponsor and a couple of the players from the team you support playing, you play with them. That would be great for everybody. So, if everybody that wants to get involved, players, coaches, with Britton Division, Wilkinson Division, we've got some players coming from MK Thunder, we've got Cardiff Fire, we've got Swindon Wildcats, we've got a few players from Slough in already, so we're just trying to fill it up. Funnily enough, talking about 4,000, my brother Nicky Watt is going to be joining us as well for that golf day, as well as superstar Alexander Ovechkin. Did I say Ovechkin? I meant Ben Pitchley. So... we certainly should have a good day in June next year then. Celebrating all things golf and hockey.
Yeah, just to clarify, guys, I will be there, but I will save everyone's poor eyes of me playing golf.
The whole thing will be well documented, actually. I think Katelin will be doing a little bit of audio-visual for us. And
got to, and I.
Well, so there'll be plenty of documentation of what I'm sure is going to be a great day. But, like I say, unless we get... a good sponsor behind us for it, it probably won't happen. So do please reach out if you'd like to be a part of it. Well, that wraps us up then for this week, mate. It's been
it does.
It seems to sort of take an hour every time to get even when there's only 5 games. We haven't had an 8-game weekend yet.
God, I can't wait till we get one.
When we went to 10 teams, and I was doing this on my own, I was like, what am I going to do?
Oh, my God.
When I got a 10-game weekend?
Well, it's like we said we were going to do it monthly. Here we are about how many weeks in now? Like
5 on the trot now.
5 on the trot now. Just got to do it, haven't we?
Absolutely. Are you going to have an office this weekend? Are you off anywhere this weekend?
I am not. I have a firework night and then I have my football rivalry, Palace Brighton, which is a big one.
It's the most ridiculous football rivalry in the world. The A23 derby.
It is not. It is. It's a good derby, obviously.
But as I said before, I will be at Romford on Saturday night for Romford versus Chelmsford Chieftains. If you can't make that game, you can take it in via the live stream. Head to the Romford Buccaneers Ticket Co, where you can find details of where to watch that. Incredible value live stream. The guys there have got some really fun little toys, and the quality of the live stream is always absolutely superb.
Always great.
Yeah, maybe slightly dimmed down by having me on co-coms, but. Thank you for your time as always, mate.
Yeah, thank you for yours as well.
See you next week.
See you next week.
This podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.
At Lowe's, this Veterans Day and every day, verified military members, veterans, and their spouses get automatic silver status in My Lowe's Rewards with free standard shipping, plus 10% off eligible purchases with no annual limit. It's one way we honor and give back to those who have served and still do. Learn more now at Lowe's.com/military. 10% discount can't be combined with another offer. Exclusions, terms, and conditions apply. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Details at Lowe's.com/terms. Subject to change.